Hello, this is Dr. Brian Lippincott, and I'm the author of Analytical Psychology and Family Systems, Neo Jungian Practice to Help Families Find Flow. And I'm just going to give you a quick little video here that's going to talk about if the gods went to a mixer. And I'll explain a little bit what that has to do with everything. But first, I'm going to show you Jungian-based arts research, a cartoon strip, a comic strip that I made up to indicate how the gods have become isms. Jung said, it's amazing how the gods have become isms that have created problems for the therapist consulting room. Okay, here we go. And we are going to the Divine Mixer. This is a party of all the gods, featuring Carl Jung and Brian Lippincott. Right here, the Divine Mixer. We have a lot of things like the cure is here in this little hand here that you'll see, the cure to everything. And we have everybody eating different kind of foods. Notice what people are eating and drinking. Brewing the Gods in Modern Psychopathology, a tale of archetypal possession. Price, your ego. Price is your ego for this party. You have to let go of the ego in order to find the self. The Great Hall of the Psyche, a place where ancient marble meets the hum of high-speed servers. Tonight the gods are acting like myths. They are acting like diseases. Denied their altars, their energy has curdled. Oh, look at that. Here's like, you can see all the AI here and the pillars of Greece over here and the exit. There's no exit. Medical note, case study. The mass man is absorbed by the collective consciousness, not the collective unconscious. That's when the mass man is when we're, or woman or child, is when we're taken over by TikTok or YouTube or Zoom or all these things that we have now, is absorbed by the collective consciousness, becoming the ever-ready victim of some wretched ism. Yes. Zeus is the god of nationalism. We must impose law on foreign soil, tariffs, walls. My solar plexus demands it. And then Hera, the god of legalism and elitism. Let him shout, my marriage is a gilded cage, and I hold the key to social exclusion. That's her legalism and her elitism. Power without connection becomes tyranny. Law without love becomes a cage, a gilded cage that she's in there. Okay, and he's trying to take over Venezuela, maybe. Okay, here's Apollo. Intellectualism and empiricism. He's part of the bangers. These are the bangers. Anime, Ace. My data streams. My cows. Because this is Hermes who stole the cows. Everything must be measured. Where is the logic? He's all logic and rulers and all that. And here is Hermes, which is postmodernism and accelerationism. The people are, wow, everything is changing because of our whole world is all going to lose our jobs. There's all that. Hermes is stirring all this up, and Apollo is starting to freak out. Relax, brother. Everything is true from a certain point of view. I'm just the ghost in the machine. Apollo demands a reason for light. Hermes worships the shifting prism of light. Look at that shifting prism there. Okay. Poseidon. Populism and tribalism. We definitely see a lot of that going on. The little fish deserve the whole pie. Drown the dry land. The danger of liquid modernity, which is Zig Bauman, who is the sociologist, is talking about that we're in the liquid society. We're always floating and moving, seeking belonging in the herd, escaping selfhood through sensation. We can be anybody who we want to be, and nobody. Dionysus, hedonism and escapism. He's got pills. He's got everything. Burn it all down to sell the ash. Let's escape reality. He's just falling apart. He's got everything he needs. He's taking on Prozac and Xanax and Zolpidem tartrate and all that. Hephaestus, materialism and workaholism. He's the smith. He's building things. Anime must build more tools. Keep the rage down. Pave over paradise. He paved over paradise and put up a parking lot. Athena, institutionalism and careerism. Anime Ace, I have no time for humanism. I am climbing the marble steps of protocol, like some of the people that are in our political system now. Theory, ego calcification, using work and status to sever ties with the soul. Work and status. Separatism, hyper-individualism. Join me in the wild love is just a cage. Connection is weakness. And this is Artemis, the huntress. And you can see her bow and arrow. And he's saying, stay back. Case file, special elite. Diagnose the do-it-yourself biography. That's part of Bonham's theory of liquid modernity, is we're in this liquid society where you just have your biography. You don't have to be with a certain family. Your name can be changed. All these things can happen because we're all fluid. We're liquid. Symptom, externalized freedom. That's individualization. Okay, that's sociology. That's in this, since the 1950s in westernized societies, we've been able to do whatever we want to do. We have the freedom to do nothing or to do everything and to be an artist. I mean, so many of us, we're just so well taken care of that it leads to this feeling that we're individualized, but we don't have internal wholeness. We don't have what Carl Jung called individuation. We have individualization. Free, but empty. And that's Artemis. Here we have Aphrodite, which is eroticism and aestheticism. It's all about cosmeticism, cosmetics. Look at me. Don't stop looking. If you stop looking, I'll disappear. She doesn't eat. She only feeds on attention. Clicks. Her heart is a hungry mouth eating the morning light. Aries. Oh, the god of war. Antagonism and fanaticism now. We have a lot of antagonism and fanaticism going on in the world right now. Diagnosis, alexithymia. Alexithymia is the inability to talk. I have a whole video on that, but it's the inability and then not even knowing what your feelings are, much less be able to talk about them. He has no words for his feelings, only fire. The ism of antagonism protects the fragile ego. So yes, the antagonism, the aggressive warrior is really afraid on the inside. That's a common thing that happens in the world psychologically. Stop. You are not your isms. You are archetypes who have lost your way. That's Carl Jung saying that. There's me, Brian Lippincott. We have brought the mercurial remedy. Oh, what's that? Well, I'm with Jung, confronting the gods in my active imagination. That's narcissism probably itself, but I did have that active imagination, that dream. And then I had an active imagination where this whole comic book came up. Zeus, you are possessed by power. You are stuck in a closed mythology. His heart rate, he's got hypertension. Look at Jung, they're trying to treat him. Theory, the masked man is divorced from myth. When the gods are ignored, they become diseases. And there's me holding up a mirror as a therapist. That's what we do. We hold up a mirror. To find the cure, you must name the ism. Naming it breaks it. And naming it breaks the possession. So you're able to look in the mirror. Okay, here we go. Possession. How do you break away from the possession of the ism? Okay, first you scream, you're possessed by it. Then you start to differentiate where you're separating from it. And you see, Jung is there handing the hammer to the person and taking away He's handing the hammer of the worker, of Hephaestus. This is Hephaestus, the builder, who's no longer building because he's wrapped up in all this stuff. He differentiates from that. He becomes separate from that. He learns to think for himself. And that leads to a revitalization where he has his hand in this. Look at his face. Look how much more peaceful and wonderful he looks. The reality of persons is a reflection of a fantasy image. That's James Hillman. The reality of persons is a reflection of a fantasy image. Here's me giving. Dr. Lippincott maps the path between order and chaos, and that is the flow side, because the flow side silences the inner critic. That's called hypofrontality. That's where you shut down the front part of your brain so you can really flow, and that dissolves the ego boundaries. Where up here at the top we have Apollonian rigidity, and then below here we have Bridges conscious and the unconscious. And below here we have madness, Dionysian chaos. We want to get in that flow zone, that Goldilocks zone that goes right here down the yellow brick road of complexes. Dr. Lippincott maps the path between order and chaos. And it doesn't have to be me. It can be any good therapist can map that path. The wall of spears has fallen from individualization, hollow identity, to individuation, wholeness. They're all, look at them at their party now. We need the polytheistic psyche. We need all the gods at the table, but none as a tyrant. The trickster's wisdom. This is the artist, the trickster, the singer, the dancer, the comedian, the jokester, Bill Maher, or whoever. Don't try to destroy your opponent with cold facts. That's just boring Apollo talking. Logic. Play with the boundaries. Enter the chat with a wink. Or enter the Thanksgiving dinner with a wink. Radical empathy requires a trickster's heart. Really tell me about your side. What is it you like about this political thing or that thing in your discussion? Radical empathy requires a trickster's heart. Integration is the only cure for the isms. So that's the story of the Greek gods at a party. So I thank you very much for listening to this little comic book that I made up, and I hope we can meet again. Thank you very much. Brian Lippincott signing off.